Hi everyone, welcome to your June Alchemy Scope. I'm filming this on the Taurus new moon on May 17th. Here in the US, the new moon happens in a few hours, and it's happening on the 18th in Europe. It feels really good to film these on the new moon because this is the start of our new cycle. This is why I do these scopes. So it's the new moon, new month. And it's just richly imbued with the energies of the cycle itself. So I'm doing the card spreads today, and I'm doing this introduction today as well. So a couple quick logistical things before we get going. One is I want to sincerely thank those of you who have provided feedback and comments and emailed me personally, and new clients that have come forward. And I also want to really thank those of you who have donated. It's so appreciated, and it's so needed too. So I just really send you deep gratitude for that. It does not go unnoticed. It is so wonderful and so deeply appreciated. So thank you for those of you who have donated. These are time intensive to actually produce, but I'm so thrilled to do it. So I love creating these, and I love having the support to actually continue doing them, which is great. And I want to send a special thank you out to Eileen Wilkinson, who sent me the most amazing little angel in the mail. And it came at the most opportune time. So thank you, Eileen. You and I are in contact, as you know. So the other announcement I have is that I have started a Patreon campaign, and this is an ongoing campaign. I'm really excited about this actually, because what it's doing is, for those who are interested in contributing on a monthly basis, whether it be $2 a month, $11 a month, $22 a month, or $55 a month, there are different benefits that you get, different additional treats, I suppose, different educational tools, additional pieces, additional videos that you'll get depending on which level you wish to support me at. And at the $55 a month level, for those interested on having kind of a continual touch base, I'm offering, in addition to the other list of goodies that you'll get, is a free 30-minute Skype session with me every month. And for those, of course, we can tune into your current astrological transits that are at play. We can talk about your solar return. We can talk about your soul print. We can talk, if you've had the archetypal profile done, we can dive into your archetypes deeper. We can also, if you've not had it done, we can actually start to identify your archetypes, and we can go there. So, and that would be every month, a free 30-minute Skype session with me, in addition to these other benefits. So I'm going to add a link either up here on the video or down below, or both. So if you'd like to learn more, please tune in and share. I'm excited because I think this could lead to deeper investigations, a deeper portal of investigation between me and the viewers. And there's going to be like Q&A, and there's going to be some other pieces. There's also going to be a mid-month Alchemy Scope coming up for those who are patrons at a certain monetary amount. So you can read the details below. And one more thing before we get started. Many people, as you probably know, because you've likely asked this yourself, a lot of people ask about which sign is optimal for me to watch. Sun, ascendant, moon. And I will tell you that it's very clear to me, for those of you who are serious about your soul's growth, serious about your spiritual evolution, who have been working on it for a while, you will find that your ascendant sign, as it is for your astrological scopes, because when you tune into your astrological scopes throughout YouTube and beyond, you want to tune into the house that's affected by the planetary relationships that are at play. But in addition, the alchemy scopes are like that too, in that when you tune into your ascendant sign, your ascendant is your perspective on life. It's the horizon line, so it's your viewpoint of life. It's your perspective. And we are moving through this incredible time of deep personal shifts, deep collective shifts. Our perspectives are shifting radically. So it is the ascendant sign that is going to guide you most accurately for the month. Now, if you're somebody who is new to the soul evolutionary journey, who is really new to it and hasn't been doing a lot of work on themselves, you probably will resonate most with your sun sign. So you want to still tap into your sun sign. I mean, I still review my sun sign, but I have to tell you that in the last couple of years, I've resonated less and less and less with my sun sign and much more with my ascendant sign. Now, the other key is your north node. So if you do not know where your north node is located, what sign your north node is located in, find out. And in my online library, you can find out which sign your north node is in. There's a birth chart at the bottom of the online library where you access the Dakinis, the meanings of the Dakinis. So at the bottom of that page, there's a birth chart calculator. You want to tune into your north node because the north node is your soul's evolutionary journey. So more and more and more, just like your ascendant and your perspective that's evolving and maturing and growing and transmutating, so is your soul through the north node sign, see? So ascendant and north node, I would say, are your key scopes to look at. You still want to tune into your sun sign to see what the flavor is there. I have found for me that the sun sign is almost more of a sub-story that's playing out, and you might find the same thing. So it just depends. It depends on your beautiful, brilliant, unique constellation of self that is your natal chart and where the weight of impact is in that chart. So it's going to be different for everyone. You need to tune into that a little bit. And if you'd like a session with me, we can talk about that as well. But your ascendant and your north node, you really do want to tune into those, especially if you're serious about your evolution, about your growth, about your clarity, about your maturity. So that's all the announcements I had. I just wanted to make sure that that was clear. So let's talk about the Sabian symbol, the symbology that's imbued with this beautiful Taurus new moon that's happening in a couple of hours. It is happening at 26 degrees 55 minutes. And the Sabian symbol is an old Indian woman selling the artifacts of her tribe to passersby. There are many beautiful aspects to this symbol. One, it's a woman, the feminine. Next, it's an old woman, wise woman, mature woman. Next, it's an Indian woman, indigenous knowing, indigenous wisdom, whole knowing, connection to nature. Then it is this wise, mature, indigenous woman selling these artifacts, these creative formed elements from this indigenous tribe of wise, connected to nature information that is now being disseminated to passersby. There's something quite beautiful about that. So I'll let that sit with you a little bit, let it marinate with you a little bit. And so let's move on to the individual scopes. That symbology, as you know, talks about the macro cycle on the collective scale, because all of us are sharing that particular symbology that's imbued with this new moon. So that's on the macro cycle. So let's look at the different levels through this 6-point alchemy scope, what is likely to be unfolding for you this month. Hi Cancer. So let's take a look at the I Ching hexagram that came forward to reflect the Cancer-centric microcycle over the course of this next 30 days. You received number 2, the receptive. Now when we look at the I Ching hexagrams, there are 64 total. And a hexagram is a stack of 6 lines. There's a lower trigram of 3 lines and an upper trigram of 3 lines. Each trigram reflects something in nature. You received the receptive, and this is earth above, earth below. A reminder that I'm reading this from the Visionary I Ching, and a note that I might be altering how I'm interpreting the I Ching in future scopes. Great receptivity attracts exceptional results. A natural responsiveness brings about success through support and perseverance, rather than through bold action. Thus, the wise person demonstrates strength like a powerful but gentle mare. This hexagram, consisting of all yin lines, represents a power of the feminine principle no longer honored in our modern world, but such receptivity is most auspicious. The receptive force is sensual as well as powerful, and it can be missed by too much talk and planning. When spring comes, does the grass plan to grow? This is a time to concentrate on realities rather than potentials, with how to respond to a situation rather than how to direct it. The mature feminine lets herself be guided by a higher power and is skilled at graceful acceptance. In a strong spiritual way, her quiet contribution is most effective and brings success. Do not be too assertive at this time, for if you try to direct things, you are liable to become confused or alienated. Learning to receive should be your main concern. Take your time. Draw strength from carefulness, and you will be doubly fortunate. Focus more on feeling than on action. Be broad and deep in your attitudes so that you can accept everything that comes your way with grace and equanimity. Be receptive and spacious like the ocean. Let the river of changing developments flow to you. Allow your partner to take the lead for now. Strive for a pure natural responsiveness that is based on inner strength rather than outer show. You will be able to go much further down your chosen path in this way than continuing under your own steam would allow. The power of the receptive comes from aligning itself with the creative, not by opposition to it. Hi Cancer, welcome to your June 2015 Alchemy Scope. I'm speaking a little bit quiet now because I'm outside. It's May 17th, it's the new moon, and it's starting to get crowded. There's a children's party that's beginning right next to me, so I think yours might be the last outdoor scope I do. We'll see. Anyway, we are beginning our new moon, new month, and it's starting now. A couple things. One is I'm using my Siri deck, as you're familiar with, my 144 card deck that I use for my own personal use. And then I'm using the Druidcraft deck to look at each week with a major arcana tarot card. The candle has been going out because of the wind. I'm keeping it there because the energies are quite strong, and it is acting as a spiritual candle for us today, very much so. So I'm keeping it out. And let's look at the theme. I've shuffled, I've pulled. We'll pull these at the end. Let's get going. So Cancer, there is going to be something going on for you this month, for this next cycle, with regard to feeling isolated, feeling that there's no play in your life. This is not going to apply to all people. This is a general scope, but for some of you out there, you're going to be sensing isolated. You're going to be sensing a feeling of isolation, feeling not connected. And there's going to be a sense of wanting more play, that you're not feeling, you're not having fun. You want to have more fun and you're not feeling it. You're feeling isolated. So that's a general theme. With regards to the specifics, you're going to feel like there's spiritual food that exists for you far away. And most specifically, that your family, you're going to feel that your family is far away. And this could be physical family, your blood relatives, or it could be your network, your community, your people, your tribe. And so there is going to be some sense of disconnection happening, or a feeling of that. You're going to have some fear that will show up emergently. So on an occasional basis throughout this month, you're going to have some fear with regard to your home and with regard to visiting. So it could be that family visits you Or it could be that this is in regards to you visiting family. So maybe you have an opportunity to visit family in faraway lands, and there's going to be something that, I don't know, that causes fear within you. Okay? So there's something that comes up that's going to cause occasional fear. Now, with regard to the weeks, the individual weeks, let's pull it up. So the Hanged Man came up for the first week. Sorry about that, I kicked the camera stand. The Hanged Man came up for the first week. And this is in regards to feeling like you need to go within. You're going to surrender a bit to this feeling of a lack of play that's going on. So you're gonna be surrendered in a way. Now the Hanged Man does not in this card. This is the Druid craft, but in many of the decks he has a halo, and the Hanged Man represents a will to surrender. So it could very well be that you feel a will to surrender, that you're not that you're giving up, but that you're surrendering to the cycle that's at hand. When you do, if that's the case, if you're not just in a sense of victim and giving up, if you're actually willing to surrender to the process that's playing out, you will receive that enlightened sense of what's going on. So that's the first week. Then in the second week, the Tower card came up. And as we know, the Tower card can represent a catalyzing event. This could be a feeling of just okay. It could be a feeling of destruction going on. It could feel like there's an explosion. It could be that you get some news that's catalyzing your shift, your change. Something is going to happen that's a catalyzing event. The Tower card originally is an insight card. It's about lightning instinct, or excuse me, not instinct, intuition, insight, that there's insight that comes to you that is out of the blue, that comes and it disables the crumbly foundation of what it was. So it could very well be in the second week that there's going to be this feeling of isolation, of this lack of play, that something comes to really say, you know what, I don't want to feel this anymore. Then in the third week, I have to say many of the signs are getting the Lord. The Lord is the Emperor in the regular tarot. It is the fourth card. It has to do with the nobility of the mind, using the mind in a way to, it's the experience of the mind. It is in that first level of use of the mind, it's the experience of the mind, it's the noble use of the mind versus not using it to best function. And so you are going to get to a place of use of the mind that is ennobling. This is a good thing. This is a very good thing. So there's going to be some clarity, essentially, of mind that comes to you. Then in the fourth week, there's going to be the Sun. And the Sun is about you connecting with your light, your emanation, your truth. And it is about play, by the way. This is about fun, play, childlike essence, light. It's your light being, it's your essence being, it's bliss. So in the fourth week, there is going to be some sense of play that comes back to you. There's going to be something that shows you, tells you, communicates to you, a feeling that emanates from you about play and light and your true self. And really it could be that through all of this that you come to this place of realizing that you want play in your life. And that could very well be coming from this earlier manifestation of dissolution. So let's take a look quickly at the Ascended Master. Let's take a look at the Ascended Master that's coming up. And this is the particular guidance for you for this particular cycle. And let's see what's going on here. What wants to come for Cancer? Again, this is Doreen Virtue's deck. Interesting. Okay, so you get a Shun. I find this kind of interesting because this came up last month, and it's very specific guidance. A Shun is drink more water, and this really is about being near water, getting the electromagnetic pulse of water, drinking clean water, drinking more water, really hydrating your body, because you are an electric vehicle. Your body is electromagnetic, and this will help you. This will help you connect and feel more in an inherent state of play, because you're going to feel more hydrated and able to channel your electric current, right? So drink more water is the specific guidance for you this month, a shun. And then, oh, interesting, this one doesn't, well, interesting. Okay, so we had a couple things fall. Hold on just a second. All right. Okay, Cancer. So we're going to go ahead and, oh God, so I've dropped them twice. So this is interesting. Maybe there's lots of cards that want to come out for you. But let's see what the specific archetype quality set is that wants to be evolved, matured within you this month, okay? The kids next to us are being a little more quiet, which is really lovely. I think they might be going into the art center. I hope so. So let's take a look. Let's look at the archetype. Oh, wow. Okay, guys. So you received priest. Let me read it first and then I'll show it to you. So the lower frequency manifestation of priest is violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. The higher frequency manifestation, so this is what wants to be matured within you this month, is facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. So there's a couple interesting things about this. One is, we just talked about a shun, drink more water, and the fact that when you do that, it connects you. You become inherently a better channel for your energy flow. And this is specifically referring to that. You are called this month, I really get that you are called to really tap into your spiritual essence much more, in a more defined way. So that's really coming up for you strongly this month. When you do that, you will emanate as the sun, and you will get to this place of play that is really wanting to emerge through you this month. So play is your theme. Your growth edge is to move beyond the feeling of isolation or not having play. Your essence character, your essence self, your soul print is the sun inherently. You are bliss inherently. You are play inherently. So it's a matter of reaccessing that. I love priest and I love drink more water for you. Drink more water. Okay? So Cancer, let's see what else we have for you this month. As we move to the final component, Cancer, of your Alchemy Scope, let's look at the Dakini that is coming forward to reflect the optimal embodiment for you to ride this next cycle with grace and ease. You received number 5, Queen of Heaven. Again, I'm reading here from Penny Slinger's 64 Dakini Oracle. Queen of Heaven. She is an airborne goddess representing the energy of the sun that is the fire in the air and promotes consciousness. She is the sun goddess, sun queen, the Dakini representing the heavenly life-promoting energy of the sun. In most cultures, the sun is attributed to the masculine principle. In our pantheon, where all manifest nature is personified in forms of Shakti, goddess energy, Queen of Heaven embodies this principle, this heavenly body, center of our solar system. Queen of Heaven floats aloft in the heavens, beaming with golden light. Her extended arms emanate blessing rays. Her whole being emanates radiance and warmth. She is the Dakini who embodies the energy of the sun, center of our solar system. She floats in the sky, extending a trail of golden light in the clouds below. As her vehicle is the air dragon, 2 subtle dragons support her. She is lustrous and regal with an ornate Chinese headdress. Queen of Heaven exudes gentle grace and quiet power. She embodies the principle that power does not have to be forceful, it can just be. Power that lies in consistency and benevolence. Power that is like the light of the sun, the life-bestowing, ever-giving, ever-radiant sun. A blessing of solar energy from Queen of Heaven. Realize your own inner power and light. Things come into focus, become clear. There are no shadows at midday. Shedding light in dark corners. Time to bring to light anything that has been hiding in the shadows in your own psyche and or in a person or people you are connected with. Trust the light of truth. Positivity and a positive approach in general is indicated. A sign to move ahead, to activate. The sun will rise again. If you have been experiencing a time of darkness in your life, know that the light of the sun is here to brighten your path. A longing to have more sunshine in your life in terms of happier, warmer experiences and or outlook. Could indicate a shift to a warmer climate or spending time in the sun. Strengthening of your will, your solar plexus, the energy hub of your subtle body. This is your seat of personal power. Be powerful with the warmth and life-giving nature of the sun.